Welcome to the Aging Answers podcast. I'm Rob Faubion with Age of Central Texas. We are a community nonprofit organization that tackles the challenges of aging with expert solutions. And our expert today is Casey Lawrence. She is the program director for the Memory Connections Early Memory Loss Program. And Casey, the question that we have today comes from several of our viewers asking the question, what do you do when your loved one who has dementia keeps asking you the same question repeatedly?
Such a great question, Rob, and one that I hear a lot from the care partners that I work with. It can be so frustrating for the caregiver to hear the same question over and over again all day long. I think it can be important to keep in mind what your loved one with dementia is going through. It's like running a race with a broken leg. There is something physically going on in the brain that is changing the way that this person thinks, processes information, interacts with the world, and communicates. Something physically going on that actually prevents them from storing that information. So the information comes in and then it immediately goes out again. It was never actually logged in the brain.
So it's like a big black hole. The answer goes in and just disappears.
Yes.
And they don't have any way of knowing that they asked the question and no way of storing the information when you answer them.
Exactly.
So when someone does ask the same question over and over, as a caregiver, what can you do?
Yes.
How should you react?
Yes, great question. Because it can be so frustrating to hear that same question all day long. I think that it's very important to, first of all, keep in mind what we just talked about. The person is not doing it intentionally. They're doing it because there's something physically going on in their brain that they can't remember the information. So sometimes changing that expectation of the person's behavior can be very helpful in dealing with something that can be very frustrating. The other thing to keep in mind is that someone with dementia, the primary way they interact with their world is that they are confused. And being confused can cause someone to be very upset, right? And so I think sometimes addressing the fact that they're upset, sort of taking a detective mindset and thinking about why are they asking the question? How is getting the answer to that question helping them or helping them feel calmer? And so maybe answering the question in a very simple way, perhaps doing something loving along with that. So maybe giving them a hug or holding their hand, something reassuring to them, and then maybe directing them to another activity that they can get involved in to try and take them away from that potentially frustrating question that they keep asking. Another thing might be to set up a system in the house to proactively answer that question. So for example, if your loved one keeps asking what day it is, they make things called dementia clocks, which basically has in big red letters the day of the week, the time, the year, the month, all that information that your loved one can just refer to if that's a question that they ask a lot.
Right. So keep the answer simple. It's Thursday, Mom.
Yes.
Give her a hug, because it's hard to be upset with somebody when you're hugging them.
Isn't it though?
Right. And that will also help with addressing their issue of the confusion as well.
Yes.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Casey. Thank you for joining us for this Aging Answers podcast. If you have a question that you would like one of our experts to answer, you can email us at the information below or visit our website. We have lots of information for both caregivers and seniors.